Hey, welcome back to our series on friendship. Last time we kicked off the series and we started talking about being the right type of person. So being somebody who's willing to speak truth into the lives of others, even when everybody else is saying the exact opposite. So I hope that you got something out of that lesson. This time we're going to talk about something a little bit different, but I want to start off with a question for you guys. And that question is, can you go in one direction? And some of you are like, well, duh, obviously I can go in one direction. But what about if you are tied to someone else that's going in a different direction? What about then? So actually, we're gonna do this. So I want you to find a partner, stand up, hold hands, and your job is to go one way, their job is to go the other way. See if you can do it. Now, I hope that you didn't get hurt during that. Some of you high school guys are really competitive. Actually, it's the high school girls that I'm scared of. And so hopefully you guys didn't kill each other trying to do that. But I think that you probably found out that you can go in one direction, but it's a lot harder when somebody is bound to you and you're going in a different direction. It's really, really difficult to be able to go in one direction. And we can only travel in one direction. And some of you are like, duh, I know, but where are we going with this? See, it says in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30, Jesus says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." So, what is a yoke? No, not that yoke. A yoke is a piece of equipment that would actually bind animals together, so that way they could pull something going in the same direction. It was like a long piece of wood that had some leather straps that would hang on each side that would go around the neck of each of those animals, and it would bind them together, causing them to essentially have the same purpose, have the same end goal in mind, and to cause them to work together to go in the same direction. Now, that's what a yoke is. So this verse that I read, it says that Jesus wants us to take his yoke upon us, to be yoked with Jesus, connected with Jesus, going in the same direction as him, having the same goal as him, to walk alongside and accomplish the same purpose of Jesus. Now that's what a yoke would do, and that's what it means for us to be yoked together with Jesus. But here's the thing, 2 Corinthians 6:14, it says, "Don't yoke yourselves with those who are unbelievers. How can righteous partner with wickedness? How can light live with darkness?" And some of you, you're like, okay, get yoked with Jesus, but don't be yoked with non-believers. Like, some of you may be thinking this verse is telling you to stay away from anyone who believes something different than you and move to a monastery and become a monk. That's definitely not what this verse is saying, but what I'm saying and what this verse is saying is, be careful with who you partner yourself with. And be aware of the direction that you're wanting to go in life and that they're going in life. And make sure that they're lined up and going in the same direction. You see, if we're called to yoke ourselves together with Christ and to live the life that he has called us to live, but we choose to yoke ourselves with others who are going in completely different directions, it's not gonna work. If Jesus is headed this way and your friend group keeps pulling you this way, there's an issue. If Jesus is heading this direction and your boyfriend or girlfriend is pulling you a complete different direction, there's an issue. I mean, that's like trying to change our yoke whenever we're hanging out with a specific group of people, or it happens to be Wednesday or Sunday and we're going to church. So we put on our Jesus yoke and then take it off and put on our yoke with our friends or whatever it is. And we're just going in all of these different directions. You go this way and then you go that way and then you go that way and you go that way. And think about with me again, what a yoke is for. It's for farm animals who are actually like plowing through a field. And so think about what it would look like if a farm animal had a yoke with one animal that was going this way and then took it off, put on a yoke with an animal that was going this way, and then took it off and then put it on with a yoke with an animal that was going that direction. What would that field look like?
You had one job. Just the one.
It would be chaos. It would be just ugly. You wouldn't even be able to use it to plant crops or harvest or do anything like that. Revelation 3:15 and 16, it says, I know all the things that you do, and that you are neither hot nor cold, but I wish that you were one or the other. But since you are like lukewarm water, I will spit you out of my mouth. See, that verse is actually what God is saying about people who are trying to maintain multiple yokes. Like I said, go back to the farm animals for a second. If an animal has one yoke on, their purpose is pretty simple. They know the direction they're going in, they know the end goal, they know what they're supposed to do. But what about if they try to be yoked to 2, 3, or 4 different animals that are all going in different directions? It's not gonna work. Their purpose becomes less and less clear, and they end up becoming useless to the farmer. And it just doesn't work out. See, we can't keep trying to switch from one yoke to the next and expect anything good to come out of it. We can't, because that's not how we were designed to live. That's not how we were created to live. And if you're trying to go this direction, then this direction, then this direction again, then back that direction, then this direction, you're ending up just going in circles. And you're not moving forward in your life at all. And so here's the thing, there's 2 things that I want you to take away from this lesson. 2 things that I want you to get. 1, I am not saying that you can't be friends with those who don't know Jesus. But what I am saying is, be aware of the direction that your friends are headed in life. And you need to decide if it's the direction that you're wanting to go in life. If it isn't the same direction, then you can still be friends with them, but when the gossip starts, when the talking back comes, when the issues rise up, that's when you need to decide if you're able to go in the direction that you're wanting to go in life and that you're called to go, while you're still surrounding yourself with that environment. And hey, hear me out. There's a difference between being friends with people and allowing people to have influence in your life. Those that you allow to have influence in your life, they will determine the quality and the direction that your life goes in. Now, a relationship, like a dating relationship, it's different than a friend group. And I know I have an unpopular opinion about this. This might make some of you mad, but I just want you to hear this out. If you're dating just to date, you have no reason to be dating. Dating is set up, the goal of dating is to get married. So if you're not ready to start thinking about getting married or thinking about what you're looking for in a spouse, you probably shouldn't be dating. That's just the truth of it. But think about the person that you're yoking yourself with in a dating relationship and how much influence you're allowing them to have in your life. And you need to decide, is this person going in the same direction that I'm wanting to go? Not just because they're attractive, not just because they're really cute or anything like that, but are they really going in the direction that I'm wanting to go? And are they gonna help me become the best person that I can become and the person that Jesus wants me to be? And if they aren't, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with them. That's just the way that it is. And so I know that, like I said, unpopular opinion, but Some of you maybe need to step back and consider, is this person really leading me towards Christ or leading me away? And then ask yourself, am I okay with that? The second thing that I want you guys to take away with from this lesson is think about the direction that you're wanting to go in life. Think about where you're wanting to go, who you're wanting to follow. Are you wanting to invest and follow Jesus with your whole life, or are you not wanting to do that? See, I'm just trying to get you to think through, where do I want to go in life? What am I wanting to do with my life? Who am I wanting to follow in this life? Am I really wanting to give my life to Christ? And take the time to think through that, and then surround yourself with the people who are going to help you succeed in those areas. Surround yourself with people that they can influence you to help you go in the direction that you're wanting to go. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that are going in directions that you don't want to go, essentially you're wasting your time. And they're not really going to be a benefit to you, and you're not going to be a benefit to them. So I'm trying to help you think through, where do I want to go in this life? And how can I help others go where they're wanting to go? But how can I surround myself with the people that are going to help me get to where I want to be, especially in my relationship with God? So now you're going to split up into your small groups, take a little bit of time, and talk about the lesson from tonight.